BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. And there's more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino. All the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino action. So BetOnline, the game starts here. Brian Dunlap from New York asked K100, did they hear about the Diddy verdict, and what are your thoughts? The mass media painted Sean Combs as a monster before the trial. Kind of reminded me of a human sacrifice ritual the way it was handled. Nonetheless, P. Diddy was found guilty of the lesser charges and not guilty for the more serious accusations. What criminal sentence would Konnan, Disco, and Joe hand down to Puff Daddy? I knew it wasn't an open and shut case, and like the O.J. Simpson trial, there was legal precedent, specifically in regards to if the dildos don't fit, you must acquit. P.S. What if the former Velveteen Dream were to take on the gimmick of V-Daddy on the wrestling indies? He's currently going by his real name, Patrick Clark, and most recently wrestled in Ukraine. And before that, it was Maryland's MCW Pro Wrestling earlier in 2025, according to Cage Match. Do you think he'll ever return to WWE and join a promotion like AEW or TNA? And best regards from Brian Dunlap.
I think he came up in MCW. That's probably why.
I don't know anything. I have never seen. I can't recall watching a Velveteen Dream match. I think I maybe seen one or two of his matches. The guy was a pretty good worker.
Yeah, he had a lot.
Very flamboyant, and charismatic. Right. I mean, eventually he should get another chance someday. Like I said, what is the punishment? People get arrested and they go to jail, and you get a punishment, then you get out of jail. What are you supposed to do when you get out of jail?
A long time, bro, because I've recommended people to TNA and to MLW, and if they got any
still though lifetime
stain on them, they don't want to use them.
You're like the only guy that's using people and giving them second chances, huh?
I think so. And so the other one is there were some names. Let me just put it to this way. WWE does a background check on everybody, right? And, if you have something on your record like domestic violence or child creeping or whatever,
right?
You're not getting
They'll find it. Yeah, that's when in Vegas,
right?
You go to get your sheriff's card and they do the federal background check on it. You find everything, and sometimes you can't get a card if there's too much shit on there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't work, So the same thing, yeah. I'd forget. It's funny too when I went to think about this. I had my thing with the poker game back in 2008, 2007, right?
Right.
That's like I think about this. That's like the only big trouble I've ever gotten, right? So they ask you when you go to get your sheriff's card and think you fill out all the times you've been arrested, right? Dude, this is how old I am. It's 57 years. I had forgotten that I had 2 DUIs when I was 21 and 22 years old.
Mm.
And I didn't put it on my thing just because it's such far gone in my history. I'd forgotten it. And they flagged me. It's like, you didn't fill this out right. What do you talk about? And it's actual, there's a thing on there that say, you're it's almost a criminal offense to lie on your sheriff's card application.
Right.
And I was like, Jesus, I just forgot about it. They're like, okay, fine. They let me, they actually could have maybe give me a citation. They're just put it down. Yeah. So I did it again and just wrote it down. So, but just, I don't know. But the Diddy thing, the funny thing is all the stuff you heard right off the bat was, oh my God, this is terrible. But then when I listen to a lot of, whenever there's trials, the best person to follow on the news, I think, is the Megyn Kelly show. Okay, because
she's great.
Whenever there's big trials, she'll always have a couple experts on, and they will go over the testimony during the day. And she's the only one doing details on it, right? And
she's got a show. She's got a show on PBS every Sunday, and I watch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But her YouTube show is excellent. So
right.
But the thing about it is as this was going on, I'd catch a couple clips, and they were saying how could somebody willingly submit 38 times to doing this and claim you're being forced to do it?
Right.
Like I said, the whole thing of he's forcing these girls and bro, they were submitting to do this voluntarily.
Well, here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? It's it's a hard thing to get around.
They say
evidence wise, you're saying go ahead.
They say he's the older guy. He's holding careers in his hand, or I'm going to give you an entrance into acting.
It's the Harvey Weinstein thing.
Exactly. But
Right.
they now they call that whatever predatory and all that. Back
But
in the day, it was just a casting couch. But now
Right.
it's something.
Yeah,
totally-
but the thing
he's being reverse engineered on things that were commonplace years and years ago.
Yeah.
And like now we're making it like criminal things that was commonplace years ago.
But he should know better when R. Kelly and people like that go to jail. Rick James, they all had
Tyson.
problems. They
Tyson.
all had
I mean, bro,
problems
this
with
shit just sounds
Tyson.
like-
He should have known better. But here's the thing.
Tupac.
It's like anything else. He had the best lawyers that money can buy. Who knows who got paid off, and he got off. Now they say that the girls were with him. Yeah, the girls were with him because he was buying them everything.
And they're
He had 'em-
famous.
He had them drugged out. They went to the best parties. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to really work. So
Dude.
it was like a dual thing for both.
Right.
You quid pro quo, right? You
yeah,
just
quid pro quo. Yeah.
do
Right.
this for me, I'll do this for you.
But the thing about it is that
Like they're-
there's two ways you could look at this, depending on what type of lens you want to look through it as,
Right.
right? Number one, you could look at, oh my God, this is sick, this criminal, he's forcing. Or number two is like, you read on the shit like this just sounds like a bunch of freaky swingers, like a swinger party with a bunch of freaky, he calls it a freak off.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
I
I mean?
don't
I'm
think
like,
that.
looking
But
like,
I don't
this-
think they would have participated if he wouldn't drug them up and been paying for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if women, bro. If a
Right.
guy comes in, right? Because you work in a strip club, right? And
Right.
because it's hard to get it, as you know, it's very hard to pull a stripper from because she usually has clients and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very hard because back in the day, remember, we would get strippers to party with us,
Right.
but it wasn't easy because a lot of them after work had clients, right?
Right.
But if you came in and you have a lot of money, she'll leave with you afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's no different from here. The guy's paying for everything, and so they're going to go along, and he's drugging him up at best parties. He's P. Diddy. That Cassie girl would show up with him at red carpets and shit.
Well, here's the thing too. Is this was one thing, like was he forcibly making her take the drugs, or was she taking the drugs voluntarily?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So from a legal standpoint,
She probably took it to make him happy. You know what I'm saying?
And then
Right.
she got addicted, probably. And then you don't have a choice. Then you're screwed.
right? Interesting. Hang on.
Check out this headline. WWE Hall
Yeah.
of Famer The Undertaker appeared on Fox News Monday evening to discuss the upcoming release of Superman. The dead man was unhappy with the film's, quote, pro-immigrant themes.
You know, it's
I've seen
kind of
that,
weird.
it's going to be like wokeified Superman, kind of. So.
Well, I just think it's funny,
Probably.
right? You got James Gunn; he's a big liberal, right?
Yeah.
And like, think about, okay, we're going to remake Superman, and we're going to concentrate on his immigrant status.
Well, the Man of
The
Steel one
rats,
from 10,
Jesus
15
Christ.
years ago kind of did that. Remember he had to go to the Capitol and they had all the signs, we don't want aliens and stuff.
Right,
Kind of did that already.
right. They already did. Yeah, you're right.
And that was
They
a good
already
movie.
did do that.
I don't know why people didn't like that.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.